I'm Lakshmi Prasanna, Assistant Professor, Department of ECE, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Welcome to the lecture series of image processing. In this session, we will discuss about color transformations. So, in this color transformation concept, we are going to learn different topics like formulation, how to represent in the form of expressions, and next color complements. That means if it is one color, we can substitute with which color can be learned here. And next one is color slicing, tone and color corrections. That means if the input images are somewhat dull, in order to enhance that particular images, what we have to do. So color correction, tone and color correction. And next we will learn about histogram processing. So already this histogram processing we have discussed while learning about grayscale images. So there also we have taken the concept of histogram processing, and we have learned the two important concepts under this histogram processing, that is histogram equalization and histogram matching, which is also called histogram specification. Now let us discuss about the first one, formulation. So this formulation concept will say how to represent an image and how we can write the formula in order to perform color transformation. So generally we know some information about this formulation, histogram, everything, but we learned with respect to grayscale images. What is the difference between the previous one and this means? Here we are applying the related concept, we are going to recall that concepts, but here we are applying for color images, because here different attributes will be there which need to be used for representing colors. So the expression for color transformation will be represented as g of x comma y is equal to t of f of x comma y. So we know what is this x comma y. X comma y are the spatial coordinates starting from the origin 0 comma 0. X and y values will be ranging throughout the image, and here f of x comma y is the input image. Especially here we are talking about color images. So f of x comma y is the input color image. For that color input image, if we are going to apply any transform, then the output what we are going to get is the processed image, that is output image, and that output image also will be in color form only. So here g of x comma y is the output image, which is also called as processed image. So based on this expression, we can say f of x comma y is the color input image, g of x comma y is the processed image or processed color image or the output image, and t is the operator that we are going to apply on the image f throughout the neighborhood x comma y. Now, so this is one form of representing. In another way, we can also represent color transformation. Another way is Si is equal to Ti into R1, R2, R3, so on, Rn. So here I values will be ranging from 1, 2, 3, so on up to n. So this is simply representing this g of x comma y as Si. So here Si is equal to g of x comma y, and here t is replaced with ti. Here also it is working as the operator, and here f of x comma y is replaced with r1, r2, so on up to rn. So we can write simply ri is equal to f of x comma y. So as we have specified in the previous equation, f of x comma y is the color input image, G of x comma y is the processed image or color output image, and T is the transform that we are applying for the input image. Similarly, for this representation also, we can consider Ri and Si are the variables where Ri represents the input color image and Si represents the processed image or the output color image, and Ti represents the transform that is going to be performed on the input color image. So here Ri and Si are the variables that are denoting the color components of f of x comma y and g of x comma y at the point x comma y. So here we are taking the R values from R1, R2 so on up to Rn, and Si I is varying from 1 to n. So what says the value of this n means here n represents the number of color components. That means we have seen different color models like RGB color model. So we have seen CMY color model. We have seen CMYK color model. So based on the color model, the value of this n will be changing. So if you see this RGB color model, the number of color components that are available here are 3. Red, green and blue. So for this model, n value will be equal to 3. So we will take from 0, 1 and 2. Now coming to this CMY color model, the number of color components here are 3. So n is equal to 3. So we can observe cyan, magenta and yellow are the 3 color components. So n is equal to 3. And next coming to CMYK color model, here there are 4 color components that are available. So the value of n will be equal to 4. So n is the number of color components which represents the number of color components. So based on the color model, we are going to select the value of n. And so after this n, we also have here Ti, where I is ranging from 1 to n. So we will take T1, T2, T3 so on up to Tn. So what the T1, T2, T3 up to Tn says, those are the number of transformations that we are going to apply on the input color image. So T1, T2, T3 so on Tn, they are the set of transformations or color mapping functions that operate on the input color image Ri in order to get the output processed image Si. So this is how we have to represent and perform color transformation. So these are the formulas that will be used. Next. So in continuation with that, so we have seen how to represent color model. Now here one example is taken. First we have considered this full image, and at the bottom we have converted that full color image, that is this image is considered as the input image. So input image is a full color image. We are going to apply some transformation on this input image and we are going to convert this into some other color model. So if you observe the below, the color model here, cyan, magenta, yellow and black, that means here the original image, full color image, that is input image, we have converted into CMYK color model. Now if you see this full color image, it consists of colors in the image, so which is having strawberries in the bowl, and also we can observe here the coffee which is available in that cup. So this is the information that we can see in the input image. When it is processed by applying any transformation and if it is converted into this CMYK color model, so what are the changes we can observe here? It has been changed into only dark colors like black and white. So if we observe this cyan and black, some type of strawberries are visible at least, But if you see this magenta and yellow, it is completely very bright, and it is not possible to observe the objects, that is the strawberries present in that bowl. So from this information, what we can say, so as it is converted into CMYK color model, the entire color image is converted into somewhat black and white. Okay, so we know 0 represents black and 1 represents white. So from these two figures, that is magenta and yellow figures, what we can observe means strawberries are not visible. It means strawberries are composed of more amount of color like this magenta and yellow, because it seems to be very bright. So we say that the objects are not visible clearly because more amount of magenta and yellow are composed in this figure. And the same input image, full color image, we can also convert into some other color model. Let us consider the same full color input image is converted into RGB color model. So here this is representing RGB model. Here we can observe RGB, same example, that means the strawberries that are available in the bowl. So if you see this red, green and blue, what we can observe, strawberries are somewhat visible in this red, but they are looking like white. It means that a large amount of red is available during the transformation, whereas little amount of green and blue colors are available. So we can observe the figures here related to this green and blue. And also we can compare that with red. If you see the strawberries that are available here are somewhat bright. So we say that large amount of red color is used during the transformation compared to this green and blue. Next, considering this same full color image, if you are going to use another transformation and if you are going to convert that into another model, for example HSI model, so what we can observe here, we can see the three images when the transformation is applied. So these are the three output images. So first let us talk about this intensity. Okay, in this HSI model, H stands for hue and S stands for saturation and I stands for intensity values. So as we are talking about this intensity now, so we have represented intensity values ranging from 0 to 1, where 0 is representing black and 1 is representing white. Okay, so that's why here in this intensity figure, we can observe a bowl of strawberries only in terms of 0 and 1. That means only in the color black and white, or somewhat it may be shades of black and white, because there may be also some values that will be available between 0 and 1. Next, let us talk about this saturation. So here we can see strawberries available in the bowl. So here strawberries are pure in color. So from this image, what we can observe, as it is very bright, we can say that the saturation is very high. Okay, so what this saturation indicates, to what extent of color that is available will be set by this saturation. Amount of color that is available will be set by this saturation. Next, let us talk about this hue. Generally, to implement this hue, it is very difficult due to some discontinuities in the image. So what are the reasons for the discontinuity means? We have seen representing hue by considering the example pentagon like structure, So it will be saying the angle from 0, and each will be differentiated between the angle 60 degrees. So this is 0, 60, 120, 180, 240, and so this is 300, and this is 360 degrees. So here we can observe there is overlapping of the two angles 0 degrees and 30 degrees. So we can say that there will be a certain amount of discontinuity that will be available where this 0 degrees and 360 degrees, 0 degrees and 360 degrees meet. So it is very difficult to interpret this hue component in this HSI model. So we have converted the full color image into three different models. First one is we have converted that full color image into CMYK. Next we have seen for RGB, and next we have seen for HSI. So before that we have learned how to make the formulation for the color image. Now considering that formulation, let us apply the concept what we have seen while converting that particular full color image into CMYK or RGB or HSI. So to modify the intensity of the image, we have to go for the formula G of x comma y is equal to K into f of x comma y. So here this f of x comma y is the input image. Here the input image is color image, and it should be multiplied with the constant K in order to modify intensity. And the output what we are going to get is G of x comma y, which is called the processed image. Processed image, we can also call it as output image. So we can observe the intensity modification after multiplying K with the input color image f of x comma y. Then what is the value of K that should be selected means the value of K should be lying between 0 and 1. So for example, we can select the value of K as 0.5, or we can select the value of K as 0.7. So the value of K that we are selecting should be between 0 and 1. Now let us see, as I told, this instead of this G of x comma y, while learning about the formulation, this G of x comma y can be written replaced with SI, and f of x comma y can be replaced with Ri. Similarly, while discussing about while writing for formulation for HSI color space or color model, we have written S3 is equal to K into R3. So here only one component is taken, that too the third component of this HSI is taken. So if you take HSI, H represents hue, which is the first component, that is S1. S represents saturation, that is second component, and here I represents intensity, which is third component. So in this HSI model, only S3, that is the third component only we have considered. Why? Because we are going to modify intensity. In this model, the third component is only intensity. Remaining two are not intensity, that they are hue and saturation. So we are writing the formula only S3 is equal to K into R3. So if you change this R3, if you multiply K with R3, that is for intensity, we are going to get change in intensity with the output image, that is S3. So in this HSI model, S1 is equal to R1 and S2 is equal to R2. We are not going to modify hue and saturation. So S1 is R1 and S2 is equal to R2. We are going to change only intensity. So we are going for S3 is equal to K into R3. So only HSI intensity component R3 will be modified. Now coming to another color model, that is RGB. Here, these three components, among these three components, there is no separate term which is intensity, like what we have observed in HSI. So, here we are going to consider all the three color components for modifying the intensity. That's why we will write SI is equal to K into Ri, where I will be ranging from 1, 2 and 3. So here I will be only 1, 2 and 3. Why? Because here only 3 color components are available. 1 is red, 2 is green, 3 is blue. So that's why here I will be 1, 2 and 3. Coming to the next color model, that is a CMY color model. It requires similar set of linear transformation. So we can write it as SI is equal to K into Ri plus 1 minus K. Here also I value is selected as 1, 2 and 3. Why? Because in this also only 3 color components are available. One is cyan, and the second one is magenta, and the third one is yellow. For CMYK, if you take, I will be 1, 2, 3 and 4. So, based on the type of color transformation, we are going to use the formulation. Now, adjusting the intensity of the image using color transformation. So, here in the previous slide, we have discussed how to modify the intensity. Now, after modifying the intensity, that is based on the value of K, how the output image look like. So, some example figures are given with respect to different color models. So, here we have discussed different color models. We can observe here, this is the original image. If we want to change the intensity of this input image, we can change by applying any color transformation technique like previously what we have seen, CMY, RGB and HSI, anything we can use, and we are going to change the intensity of the image. So here the value of K will be ranging from 0 to 1. So in this case we have selected K value as 0.7. So based on the selection of K value, the intensity of the input image is changed, and this is how we are getting the processed image, that is output image. So the intensity is decreased compared to the input image. Now, so here these are the transformation representation of different color models. So here K value is taken as 0.7. So if we observe here, this is K ranging from 0 to 1. So here K value is at 0.7 in RGB. So we can make the intensity transformation, or we can modify the intensity by applying RGB or by applying CMY or by applying HSI. So in this case, if you take this HSI to modify the intensity, I is the only component we are going to consider. So separately, the transformation is represented for I, whereas H and S remains constant. R1 is equal to S1 and R2 is equal to S2. So that entire information regarding the 3 color models for modifying the intensity is represented in these figures. That is what about formulation. Next, coming to the second concept. Second concept is color complements. Color complement means instead of one color, with what color we are going to substitute. Okay. So we can replace we can substitute the color in the input image so that the output image will be modified. So we cannot replace the colors as if we like. We have to go for this color circle in order to make color complements. So color complements are useful for enhancing detail that is embedded in the dark regions of the color image. So what are the dark regions here? particularly regions like when the images are dominant in size, we cannot clearly observe all the regions in the image. In order to extract the information that is embedded in the dark regions of the image, this particular color component can be applied. Complements can be applied. So this color complement we are going to use based on this color circle. For example, in the image, if we are going to see any black color in the input image, that black color will be complemented, then it will become white. Similarly, if we consider this color circle, if there is any red color in the input image, if we apply this color complement concept, so here we can observe in the color circle, there is one color which is exactly opposite to red, that is cyan. So if it is red color, it will be complemented with cyan. Similarly, if the color in the input image is green, opposite to this green in the color image is magenta, so it will be replaced, complemented with magenta. And here, coming to blue, if there is any blue color in the input image, after applying this color complement, we can observe here in the color circle, opposite color to this blue is yellow. So it will be complemented with yellow. Similarly, based on this color circle, if there are any shades of color in the input image, that particular shades will be complemented with the opposite colors. It is based on the color circle. Now, so here we can see color complement transformation. So the input image, what we have considered here, that is the original image, which is a full color image. After applying this color complement, so here RGB transformation is applied. So previously we have seen RGB circle, color circle. So after applying this color complement, the original images are changed like this. So this is the complemented image when RGB transformation is applied, and this is the color complement image when HSI transformation is applied. So here the red colors are there for the strawberries, for the leaves, for the tips there is green color, so red and green, and for bowl, white color is bowl, and here also white color is bowl, coffee is like black. As I told, according to the color circle, black will be replaced with white and white will be replaced with black. Similarly, red will be replaced with some cyan, nearly close to the cyan color. Okay, so based on the color circle, all these colors will be complemented. So similarly, HSI transformation also. Here the complement transformation functions are clearly represented. So what this transformation function, so here we have drawn for RGB, and here we have drawn for HSI, because here we have taken only two, one is RGB model and another one is HSI model. So we have drawn only the transformations for that. So what this transformation says means, these transformations are important tools in color image processing. So which clearly represents what content of color that is to be used. That is, what is the selection of K value in order to modify the intensity. So everything will be set by this transformation function only. So these transformation functions are the important tools in this color image processing. So that is what about color complement. So each color will be complemented with another color based on that color circle. Now coming to the next concept, that is color slicing. So what is meant by color slicing means, here we are not going to take the entire image. We are going to consider only certain regions of the image. That means we are going to highlight only certain regions of an image. So here the image what we have considered is the same image, that is the strawberries present in the bowl and the coffee that is present in the mug. Same image only. So we can see the definition for color slicing. Highlighting a specific range of colors in an image is useful for separating the object from their surroundings. So what is the reason that we are highlighting only specific regions of an image means, then in order to process that particular region, any operation to be performed on that particular region, it will be very easy. So the basic idea to do this means, the basic idea in order to highlight only some colors in order to separate that object means, how we can do that means, we can go for two methods. One is, we can display the color of interest. That means we can highlight only certain range of color so that they stand out from the background. So the background can be separated and the objects can be separated. This is one of the reason for highlighting only some regions. And use that region defined by the colors as a mask for further processing. So for future processing, if we separate the actual object from the background, then in order to do any processing on the image, then it will be easy. So these are the two main reasons why color slicing is preferred. Now, so how we can do this slicing on the color images means, we can go for two methods. Generally, we can select cube, or in some cases we can also select sphere. Now let us see, if you are going to select the cube, what we have to consider. Second case also we will see. If you are going to consider sphere, then what is the process. Now, if the color of interest are enclosed by a cube-like structure, then if the width of that particular cube is defined as W and centered the average color with components A1, A2, A3 and so on AN, these represents the color components. And the necessary set of transformation formula what we need to apply is SI is equal to 0.5 if mod Rj minus Aj is greater than W by 2, if any. In this case, 1 should be less than or equal to J, less than or equal to N, and it will be Ri otherwise. So we have to select particular components, color components. If we are going to select RGB color model, 3 components will be available. One is red, another one green, and the next one is blue. So if you are going to select this color model, what are the values that we can consider for this A1, A2, A3, so on AN? So we can have only 3, A1, A2 and A3, because here only 3 components are available. So in this case, we can select the neutral point like RGB same, that is 0.5, 0.5 and 0.5. Okay. So this transformation we have to apply when we are going to select a cube, if the structure is like cube. So in another case, it may also be like sphere. That means here R0 value what we are going to consider, the shape of that may be sphere. In that case, the transformation what we need to apply here is SI is equal to 0.5 if sigma j minus, j is equal to 1 to n, r minus a whole square greater than R0 square, and Ri otherwise. So what here this R0 says means, this R0 represents radius of the sphere, and here A1, A2, A3, so on AN, they represents the color components. So here there is A, So forcing all the other colors to the midpoint of the reference color space. Here also, so previously while we consider cube, we have considered, for example, RGB color model. Here also, if we consider sphere and if we are applying this RGB color model, the neutral color we can consider maybe 0.5, 0.5 and 0.5. So this are GB values. So these are the two equations. So this is one equation and this is second equation. Now let us apply the two equations and see which transformation, which one is better. So this is color slicing transformation. So here we can observe how it is transformed. So this is the transformation based on the equation 1, what we have seen just now, and this is the transformation of the image what we have derived from equation 2. So if you see these images, in these images the objects and the background are separated. In the objects also only certain colors are highlighted. That means here slicing is used. Here only the strawberries, red color is being separated. If you see these two figures, so we have derived equation 1 based on the structure of cube, and we have derived this equation 2 based on the structure of sphere. So comparing these two figures, what we can say, sphere based transformation is better compared to cube based transformation, because if you see these two images, there is more information related to strawberries in this second image compared to the first one. So the second image we got based on applying sphere based transformation. So this is better compared to the previous one. Next, coming to the next subtopic, that is tone and color correction. So we have to modify the color correction, enhance the color compared to the input image. So color transformation can be performed by using desktop computers. So in conjunction with digital cameras, flatbed scanners and inkjet printers, they turn personal computer into digital darkroom, and from that personal computer only color corrections can be performed. Here tone and color corrections we are doing. Here we are learning about tone and color corrections. So why we are going to learn and why we are going to apply for the images means, there are different advantages, like by applying this tone and color corrections, image enhancement can be done and color reproduction can be done. Okay, the quality of the image will be enhanced. Due to that, tone and color corrections need to be performed. So the model what we are going to use for this color management, for this color correction is CMS. So this is the model we are going to select to do this color correction. So what this CMS stands for means color management system, or it can be represented as CIELAB. So we are going to know what is this L, what is this A and what is this B. So in that, LAB stands for L star is equal to 116 into H Y by YW minus 16, and this A star stands for 500 into H of X by XW minus H of Y by YW, and B star stands for 200 into H of Y by YW minus H of Z by ZW, where H of Q, that means this entire term they are going to consider as H of Q, where Q is equal to X by XW. So what this H of Q says means cube root of Q where if Q is greater than 0.008856, it is 7.787 Q plus 16 by 116 if the value of Q is less than or equal to 0.008856. So here we have to consider, which represents this L, A, B, and it shows the axis to what extent the color need to be enhanced. So the amount of red, green and blue need to form any particular color are called tri-stimulus value and are denoted by X, Y and Z respectively. So we have discussed about this tri-stimulus concept while learning about fundamentals of color image processing. So in that we have seen, so we have to select the values of this X, Y and Z such that X plus Y plus Z should be equal to 1. So this XW, YW and ZW are the reference white tri-stimulus values. Now, so total amount of color, to how much amount of total color we have to improve to enhance that image, to make that color brighten, means it may be in 3 conditions, based on the 3 conditions. First one is, it is completely depend on the key type. That means the tonal range of the image, which is also called key type, refers to the general distribution of color intensity. So to what extent of color need to be improved, added, this key type will be saying that. So this key type may be either high key type or low key type or middle key type. So if it is high key type, it represents most of the information in high key type images is concentrated at high or light intensities. That means the intensity may be very high or very low. If it is low key type, these particular images represents very low intensities. If it is middle key type, the intensity will be moderate, that is between this high key and low key level. Now, so we can see here, this is the input image. After applying this color correction, this is the corrected image. So here we can observe the input image. These flowers are somewhat dull, that is the color intensity is low. That intensity is enhanced in the corrected image. Similarly, coming to this second example, this is flat. So we have seen 3 key types. One is high key type, low key type and middle key type. So this is middle, flat means middle, and this light means low key type. And if you see the corrected image, the intensity of the colors are enhanced. And the third one is dark key type. So dark key type means here it represents high key type. So this flat represents low and this light represents moderate and this dark represents high key type. So if it is corrected, we can see the intensity of the image is changed. So in this, we can clearly see the information that is present in the image. So this is the reason why we go for tone and color correction. And the transformation for related images are shown. And the transformation what we have applied, color model, is RGB. Now, so taking the same concept, that is tonal and color correction, tone and color correction. So here, this is the original image. If we want to correct that image, so previously we have seen how we have corrected, but there we have used RGB model. Here another model is used, CMY, CMYK model is used. So here we can observe in this figure, it is heavy in black. So this is the original image. If you see this image, it is heavy in black. And if you see this image, it is weak in black. So here we can observe the model what we used is CMYK color model. So this is M, Y, C, and this black represents K. Okay. So based on the image, the transformation is represented below. So if we see this image, it is the cyan color is dominating, and here heavy in cyan we can say. And if you see this image, it is weak in cyan. And so if you see this image, it is heavy in magenta. So this is the color of magenta, and image is also magenta color is dominating. And here it is weak in magenta. So somewhat cyan color we are getting. Magenta is not available here. Magenta is weak here. If you see this yellow transformation in this, the figure is looking like yellowish in color. So we say it is heavy in yellow, and the last one is it is weak in yellow. So based on the input image, we can change the color, we can change the intensity of the image, and these are the output images if we apply CMYK color model. So this figure shows the transformation used to correct the simple CMYK output balances. Note that the transformation depicted or the functions required for correcting the images. So all these we did in order to correct the images. So the inverse of these functions were used to generate the associated color imbalances. Coming to the last topic, that is histogram processing. So generally we have discussed about this histogram concept for grayscale images. Histogram means the graphical representation of the image, or we can say the statistical representation of the image. So in that we can observe how many number of times the same intensity is repeated and how many number of intensity levels are available. Everything can be observed in this histogram representation. So here in this histogram, why we are going for histogram processing means in order to make the intensity levels equalized. So to produce the image with the uniform histogram of intensity values, we are going to do this histogram processing. So successful at handling low, high and middle key images. We have seen high level key, low level key and moderate key. So this histogram processing will do in all the cases successfully. Spread of the color intensity uniformly, leaving the color themselves, that is the hues, will be unchanged. Okay. So it is very difficult to predict hue, as we have seen the reasons in the previous slides, because there will be discontinuity due to overlapping of 0 degrees and 360 degrees where they meet each other. So equalizing the intensity histogram affects the relative appearance of colors in the image. So increasing the image's saturation component after the histogram equalization. So in order to increase the saturation components in the image, we are going to perform histogram equalization. So there are different techniques to perform image enhancement, not only histogram equalization. We can also go for histogram matching, which is also called histogram specification. And these are the images we can see. For example, so this is the input image. So for that input image, HSI is the transformation represented. Now, as we are talking about histogram, let us see histogram for this input image. So if you observe histogram, before processing, histogram is very different. It is having the value at 0.36. So after this image is processed, so histogram equalization in the HSI color space. So they have used HSI color model for processing this color image. After applying that HSI color model, the output what we got is this. So if we see the histogram representation after processing, so this is the histogram representation after processing, after performing histogram equalization. So if you see the intensity values in the histogram, all the intensity values are equalized. So we have here medium value 0.5. So previously it is 0.36. After histogram equalization, we got 0.5. So this figure shows the color image of the Castor stand. So this is the Castor stand containing crescent histogram shakers whose intensity component spans the entire normalized range between the values 0 and 1. So this type of adjustment, that is histogram equalization, we are doing to adjust the intensity values in the image. Why we are doing that means, so this is the adjustment that should be done commonly when working with the intensity component in HSI color model. So in HSI color model, I is representing intensity. So usually affect the relative appearance of the colors in an image. So the colors that are available in the image will be modified by applying this histogram equalization. So this is what for today's session. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.